Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Hassan's Hits, episode 3. If you are a subscriber, I appreciate your continued support. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, hit that like button, share. I appreciate it very much. Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic has been made for UFC 295 in Madison Square Garden. A huge fight that we've been looking forward to. Jon Jones made easy work of Ciryl Gane. And so this was the next step. Apparently, this was supposed to get done for UFC 290 International Fight Week, but Jon was nowhere to be found. According to Stipe Miocic, at least the fight was made. At least we're going to get Stipe Miocic versus Jon Jones. Now, I want to key in on Stipe Miocic saying he's going to do whatever he wants to do to Jon Jones. He said he's implementing his own strategy and that it does not matter what Jon Jones wants to do. It doesn't matter his game plan. Stipe Miocic is focused on what he needs to do. Now, he did say this in an article on MMA Fighting, as you can see right now. Jon Jones does not seem to be affecting Stipe Miocic at all. Now, is this a good thing? To some degree, this is great because he's not looking at Jon Jones as some boogeyman that he's just scared of. As far as, Stipe Miocic saying that he's going to do whatever he wants to do to Jon Jones. Come on. We're talking about Jon Bones Jones, arguably the greatest fighter we've ever seen, and most likely the most talented fighter we've ever seen. I hope Stipe Miocic is preparing for the toughest fight of his career. Jon Jones kind of looked a little slow. He looked like, a guy that had octagon rust against Ciryl Gane. It's just Ciryl Gane was just not on that level, so Jon Jones, of course, made it look easy. You can't take too much away from that fight, but what you have to look at is that Jon Jones will return much better against Stipe Miocic. He's going to be faster. He's going to be stronger. He's going to be much more equipped at heavyweight against Stipe Miocic. Now, that doesn't mean Jon Jones is just going to steamroll his way through Stipe Miocic. All right? Stipe Miocic is the greatest heavyweight of all time. His boxing skills are superb within MMA. And he's a good grappler. He can wrestle. He's going to present a lot of challenges to Jon Jones. What is up with Leon versus Colby? Is this fight going to get done? Or is Leon, standing firm on exactly what he said, which was that he does not want to give a shot to Colby Covington. He does not believe that Colby Covington deserves this title shot. I believe if this fight is going to happen, you're going to have to do it at Madison Square Garden, alongside Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic. To build up this card, it's going to have to be a huge card. Usually when the UFC does Madison Square Garden, they make sure that the card is stacked. In order to stack this card, you're going to need Leon and Colby's help. But we don't know. Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes we don't know about. You do have the situation where Colby, he has one significant win, and he's 1-1, whatever the case may be, in his last 2 fights. It's not like he's going into this fight on fire. He's not. He was sitting out for almost a year and a half, and you have guys like Bilal who are riding like a 9-10 fight win streak. Shafkat still undefeated, 8 wins by KO, 8 wins by submission. One of the best at the welterweight division. So going into this whole thing, Colby wasn't a locked, shot for the title. It's just that Dana announced Colby as the next guy, and he has just not budged from that. Even though Leon says, he's not accepting the fight. He said that multiple times. Colby is a guy who can sell you some tickets, but he's not a significant draw. And so I just don't understand Dana's unwillingness to budge off of him being the next shot at the title. Now, I also want to talk about one other thing here for a second. before I get to hoops. We have, rumors flying around where Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury might just be an exhibition. It might not count towards their boxing record. As in, Francis Ngannou can shock the world and knock out Tyson Fury, and it does not affect his boxing record. Now, if that's the case, I'm losing all interest in the fight. If this fight is not on record, right? If it's just an exhibition match where Francis Ngannou can win, you're looking at one of the greatest upsets of all time. If he ends up beating Tyson Fury, the only route to that would be he catches him clean and knocks him out. There's no other route. He's certainly, most definitely not outboxing Tyson Fury. So you're telling me if that's able to happen, that it's for nothing? It's an exhibition match? Like, what is it about? What's this whole thing about? Francis says he's going into boxing. And so he's legitimately trying to get into this sport and have actual boxing matches. And so what would it matter if, he's fighting Tyson Fury and it's just an exhibition fight? It doesn't even count towards his boxing record. It wouldn't even show up as 1-0 if he was somehow able to beat Tyson Fury. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It would be infuriating and annoying if this is the case. If this is just an exhibition match, I'm losing all interest. Would I tune in? Yeah. I would tune in just to check out what's going on, I would have no interest in the fight whatsoever because it would not matter. Francis shocked the world. He knocked out Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is still undefeated in his boxing record. So what would it matter? What would be the whole point of this thing? I'm hoping that is not the case. Because in my opinion, any, combat sports fan, whether it's boxing, MMA, you name it, they are going to lose interest in this fight if you tell them that it's just an exhibition. It doesn't matter if Francis Ngannou has one of the greatest upsets of all time because it was just an exhibition. You gotta do an actual fight. We already know it's not for the titles. You can't just, have a guy come in out of nowhere and, compete for titles. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could, but it just makes absolutely zero sense. It does not have to be for the titles. But, come on. It's gotta be an actual boxing match. If you're gonna have an actual boxing match, have it. Don't tell us you're gonna enter under boxing rules and, Francis Ngannou is trying to become a boxer. He's starting his journey, obviously against, one of the best to ever do it in the heavyweight division against Tyson Fury, which is a tall task. But nonetheless, it should be on the record. Come on. All right, so let's talk some hoops here for a second. As you can see behind me, James Harden has basically said he wants to be on the Los Angeles Clippers. We heard the rumors of James Harden heading out west once again to team up with Kevin Durant in Phoenix. There was other speculations, obviously, him heading back to Houston, not to play basketball. That was one of the rumors, If he headed back to Houston, I can tell you right now, it's not to play basketball. Now, what is very interesting about this whole scenario, if it goes down, is that you have 4 guys who are Los Angeles natives. You have all these guys going back to their hometown. You have Kawhi Leonard, you have Russ, you have PG, and now James Harden, all playing in their hometown. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not mad at this idea. I like this. James Harden would significantly help the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I'm not sure how you do this, whether it's sign and trade, but if, you can get James Harden on the Los Angeles Clippers, without having to give up anything. It is a win for the Los Angeles Clippers. This would be a great move for Los Angeles. It would honestly boost them, into being once again contenders. They've been contenders. It's just they don't have guys that can stay on the floor. And so honestly, I'm not mad at this. And it's certainly much better than James Harden going back to Houston for, things unrelated to basketball and basically wasting away his career and not winning a championship. It's much better than that. So at least if James Harden heads back home to Los Angeles and he's able to pair with his, former teammate in Russ Westbrook and join a team that is on the verge of winning an NBA title, if they can stay on the floor, right, then certainly he's thinking of basketball. He's thinking of winning a championship. He knows he's at the, back end of his career and he's trying to get it done. It would show that James Harden's about winning. Alexander Volkanovski got it done once again. Volkanovski has proven once again no one in the featherweight division stands a chance against him. So once again, he's going to try his luck at the lightweight division, and he's going to have to meet one of the best lightweights, at least, by the time Islam is done, he's going to be one of the greatest lightweights to ever do it. He's going to end up meeting Islam once again. The question here is when? What's the timetable? And Volk, right after he won, said that, he's getting surgery. He's got some things to take care of. And he does not know if he can be ready for the Abu Dhabi card, which Islam is certainly going to be fighting on. Volk could speed up the process. And we could see Volk versus Islam 2 in Abu Dhabi in October. That's the fight. If Volk is ready to go, that's the fight. And I'll say this right now. When Volk just fought Islam, it was in his backyard in Australia. This fight is in Abu Dhabi. And so Islam wants to meet Volk in Abu Dhabi. He already beat Oliveira handedly in Abu Dhabi. And so it would be a much better fight to sell with Islam versus Volk 2, and with a fight that was super competitive and went absolutely down to the wire. It would be much easier to sell that in Abu Dhabi than it would be to sell Islam versus Charles 2. Maybe Charles can get lucky this time. That's what you're going to be selling. So we'll see how it goes down. But in my opinion, if you're able to speed up the process, the fight to make is Islam versus Volk 2 in Abu Dhabi. If you're unable to do that, you still get two great fights. Islam versus Oliveira 2, and you also get a new matchup in the featherweight division. Topuria, he is as legit as they come. And so, of course, another tough fight for Volk. I've said this many times now. Volk is a different breed. He's looking at the lightweight division. He's trying to get 2 belts, and that's his motivation. But as far as the featherweight division goes, he knows he's at the throne, and it's going to continue. Recently, Amanda Nunes called it a career as the women's MMA GOAT. This is significant because recently, Miesha Tate has said that she believes she's in the mix to become champion once again. And that, she's glad Amanda Nunes decided to retire and step out of the way. And then we have a lot of names kind of coming up. We have new contenders rising up. And it's an open field right now. Holly Holm got submitted last night in her latest fight. And Ronda Rousey has been rumored to be maybe making a return to MMA. Now, I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I'm going to lay out something real quick here that, I think Ronda Rousey should think about, Holly Holm should think about, and the UFC and Dana White need to think about. And that is Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm 2. Holly Holm has slipped a lot the last couple of years. She now finds herself in the middle of the pack at the 135-pound division. And, she could go up to 145. She's fought at 145 before. And so there's rumors that Ronda might return, but she might return at 145. Amanda vacated both belts, retiring. You could get rid of the 145-pound division, or you could make this mega fight in which you put Holly Holm once again. I know people are tired of seeing Holly Holm on main events and title fights, but hear me out. You could put Holly Holm once again against Ronda Rousey, and Ronda has a chance to right the wrongs and basically become champion once again and ride off to the sunset if she wants. Or Holly Holm has a chance to make a lot of money while on the exit, and prove that wasn't luck. She beat her and she will do it once again. This fight presents a huge chance for Ronda Rousey to exit MMA in a better form. Like, she got TKO'd, a standing knockout against Amanda Nunes. She got, head kicked and KO'd by Holly Holm, before that. I think it's a huge chance for Ronda. It's a huge chance for Holly Holm. It's a huge, opportunity for Dana and the UFC to make. This is going to be one of the biggest events. If Ronda Rousey is returning, it's going to be one of the biggest events, coming up. And so it's an opportunity here. Okay, let's end the show here in great fashion with Leo Messi. Listen, what people need to understand is that Messi is coming over to the U.S. and the next World Cup is in the U.S. It's in U.S., Canada, Mexico. We haven't heard anything, right? I believe Leo Messi will play in the next World Cup. Leo Messi will obviously improve Major League Soccer in the U.S. And he's just obviously, as he is in the world, he's going to become a megastar in the U.S. And a lot more people that are not familiar with the sport are going to watch Leo Messi. And they're going to become huge Messi fans. And then in what is going to be, he's going to be living here. He's going to be living in Miami. And so he's going to basically be playing in home soil in 2026. Argentina has a great chance to repeat. And, I tried to tell people in the last World Cup, this is a team destined to win. 3+ years undefeated coming into the World Cup and hadn't trailed in any game for 26 straight games. But people wanted to write off what I was saying and basically say Leo Messi is going to come up short again. And what happened? Obviously, he's got every other trophy you could look for. Everything, solidifying himself furthermore as the greatest to ever do it. He already is. He's going to solidify it even more. So I think this is an opportunity for Leo to focus more on his international efforts and not have to deal with the rigorousness of playing, obviously in Europe. Now that kind of dims down and he can focus more on his international play. We get to see Leo Messi here. We get to go to the games, and this is the greatest thing. This is the greatest thing. Leo Messi is in Major League Soccer, and if you're in this country, you get to see Leo Messi play in the last couple of years of his career. It's the greatest thing. All right, that brings us to the end of the show. A little bit longer today, obviously, but we had a lot to talk about. Thanks for listening if you're listening, and thanks for watching if you're watching. And, let me know what you guys think. Any of the subjects we covered, I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Any improvements we can make on the show. I would love to hear feedback from anyone who's tuning in, and people subscribed. I appreciate the support. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe. Peace.